instead it just kept on raining. A veil of tears for the virgin birth. I remember one Christmas morning, the winter's light and the distant choir, and the peal of a bell and the Christmas tree smell. Nights full of tinsel and fire.
Guitar buddies, one of the great Christmas songs there. Greg Lake, I believe in Father Christmas. Ho, ho, ho! Okay, it sounds great on a 12 string, also lovely on a 6 string, whatever you've got. And in playing with a drop D tuning, so the bottom string I've tuned down to a D. We only use that a few times. Okay, and it's all based around a kind of D pedal tone. So not the D string is what's used a lot. Okay, so we're starting, and you've got a choice here. You can finger pick, which is what I did, or Greg Lake uses a kind of hybrid picking. So he plays a plectrum on the G and D strings, and I think his second finger on the E string. You never play the B string. Okay, so whatever works for you. All right. And I'm playing it, I'm using my thumb on the G and D strings. Or you could play it with your finger, like that. Your first finger on the G string and your third finger on the E string, and more of a classical style. But the reason I'm using my thumb is because on a 12 string, it really highlights that high note on the G string, which makes it sound really nice. When you use your fingers, it's the lower string that gets emphasized. Okay, so that's why I'm playing thumb on the G and D string, and I'm using my second finger on the E string, and that's the pattern I'm using. Those two together, thumb and second finger, thumb, those two together with a thumb. Okay, so thumb and second finger, thumb and second finger, thumb. I'm basically playing that pattern all the way through. So that's the pattern I used, okay? But as I say, whatever works for you, you don't have to play everything exactly the same. The world would be a boring place. Okay. So I'm starting with a D. Okay, we've got a D chord with no fifth, an F sharp and a D. Okay, together, so I'm playing 11 on the G string and 10 on the E string together. Then the open D string, then the F sharp and E together, so 11 and 12, and pulling off back to 10. So you got then the open D string again. So you got. So once you've learnt that pattern, okay, you're just basically shifting the notes down for the intro. So we've got, so keeping that open D string going, we're going to E and C sharp, open D, so that's 9 and 9, always on the G and E strings, and again that pull off this time we've got 10 to 9. So we're basically going down a D scale. Okay, so we've got, starting with then going to 7 and 7. So B and D, open D, pulling off that C sharp, 9 to 7. So it's the same pattern with the right hand. Then I'm going to an A chord there over D, so I've got C sharp and A, so that's 6 and 5. Again with that pull off, 7 to 5 this time. Moving that down to a G over D with that A on there, so moving it down 2 frets. So we've got 4 and 3, pulling off 5 to 3. Then going down to a D chord on 2 and 2, open D, pull off 3 to 2, open D, then so there we're just playing open G and E strings, open D, and then A and E. Okay, 2 and open with that D string in between. Okay, so that's the first section. So I'll just play through it really slowly. And then we're going back to the G. So just going back, just like we played before, to 4 and 2, 4 and 3, pulling off on 5. So just the last bit of that descending line, going to the D. Okay, and then up. And then, like before, open G and E, open D. Then adding the second finger on 2. So we've got open E and A, open and 2, open D as always, and then we're just doing a pull off. So we're playing A and E, A and F sharp, and pulling off to E. So 2 pulling off to open on the E string. I was playing 2 on the G string. Then we got, this is where the bottom D comes in. Playing D on D string and then the bottom D string. So, and then again. So we've got same again. Then we play that last bit 4 times. Okay, so you're repeating that. Yeah. Okay, and that's the intro, and you also play that for the first time when we play the melody section, that Prokofiev melody. Okay. So we've now got the verse, and it's quite simple. It's basically playing a lot of what we played on the intro. So we've got a G chord all over D. So we're going from, again, just like before, all on the G and E strings with the open D. So 4 and 3. D, 2 and 2, C, open, open, back to D, then so I think this time you could play open twice, but I think it goes just adding open, 2 and open, back to the D, so open, D, open, 2 and open, 2 and 2. Yeah. So now we're going to a C chord, which is 5 and 3, again with that open string. To a G, 4 and 3, D, open D, and again this time. It's the same, but you just change. You play that C earlier. So the first time you got 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, open 2, then 1, 2. So you instead of you got just a slightly different rhythm there where it changes, and then. So the last part, we've got a D chord on 7 and 5. Again, that open D to an A on 6 and 5. To G on 4 and 3. D on 2 and 2. And 2 more of those. C with the open strings. And then we're going a little stop there. Okay, and then we're into that melody. And the first time it plays over, you're playing it over the intro section. But of course later the orchestra comes in, it all gets a lot bigger. So you can play it over just chords. So you got you go 2 bars of D, and just making a G chord over D, so open D string, open G, 3 and 3. Back to D, to G over D, to D. So then I'm playing that G, then just adding an A there, so you get a D sus4. So adding my first finger on 2, so it's open 2, 3, 3, back to a D chord. Okay, so if you want to strum those chords over that melody section, that's what you can do. It's nice and simple. Okay, really, really straightforward. Great fun and a lovely tune. So we'll take a look next at the melody section. So the melody is taken from the piece Troika by Prokofiev, and it's all around D major. Okay, if you want to play a D major scale at practice, you've got 5, 7 on A, D to E, 4, 5, 7 on D, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, 4, 6, 7 on the G string. Okay, I started with a little slide. So you could play 7 to 7 if you want to, but I kind of like doing this. Whatever works for you. So I'm playing A to D. Bow, bow. So 2 to 7 on the G string. Then C sharp, B, C sharp, D. Okay. So that's 2, 7, 6, 4, 6, 7. Then B, A, B, F sharp. So that's 4, 7, 4, 4 on the G and D strings. Then back to A. So you've got A, B, A, G, 7, 4, 7, 5. On D and G, then D, C sharp, so 7, 6, 7, 7 on G and D. Then we've got G, F sharp, E, 5, 4, 7 on D and A. B to A, so 4 to 7 on G and A. G on 5. Then you go A, G, F sharp, G, back to A. So 7, 5, 4, 5, 7. Then G arpeggio. D, B, G, 7, 4, 5 on G and D. F sharp, G, A, 4, 5, 7, 7. And D on 5 on the A string. There you go, great melody there and a great Christmas song. So thanks for watching, buddies. Cheers.